Well, thank you all so much for being here today. My name is Brianna Palmero, and I'm the Vice President of Operations with Greenlight Fitness. And today we're just here to talk a little bit about the new items, the most recent science that's come out from the Cooper Institute and the Greenlight Fitness team, and the FitnessGram Advisory Board. So we're very excited to announce this and kind of talk about that a bit. I'll go through a few slides, and then of course at the end we'll save plenty of time for any questions you may have. But wanted to go ahead and just start by saying if you aren't as familiar with what these new items are, they're present here on the screen today. You can see that they are the hand grip, the vertical jump, and the plank. And we'll also actually talk about the update of the operation with the 1 mile run. So we'll get to all of that here shortly. So let's go ahead and jump right in and just kind of say, what problem are we solving by bringing this new information to FitnessGram? And the first and foremost, as you know, everything we do here, Greenlight Fitness, the Cooper Institute, all things FitnessGram is all surrounding health-related fitness. We want to make sure that the student is aware of their current standings on their level of health. Well, to be completely transparent, the musculoskeletal fitness battery portion of the recommended battery has really been designed around injury prevention. And of course, injury prevention is extremely important. We don't want to diminish that by any means, but it's not exactly a health-related outcome. Aerobic capacity and body composition were actually the main two that had those health-related outcomes. And you'll hear in a little bit that's changed now with this addition of the new items. Also, it's come out that youth recommendations do include and call for the importance of bone health, which at this point, up until this year, no youth fitness assessments actually included anything about bone health. So we wanted to make sure that we were following those calls and recommendations at a young age, and wanted to make sure that we were the leaders there. And then just, to consider all things, curl up, we've heard over many, many years that it's a little bit difficult to implement. The protocol is quite a lift, and there's a lot of different forward breaks to consider. So that was another problem we were considering. And then of course, the 1 mile run historically has required height and weight. So that's another thing we've considered in these calculations and these updates as well. So why are these 3 new test items so important in terms of when I'm referring to the 3 new, the plank, the vertical jump, and the hand grip? Well, as you'll see on my screen here, and this will be as heavy as I go into the science today. If you do have any other specific science questions, again, you're welcome to ask them at the end. And if I don't know the answers, I'm happy to get you to a person that will know. But collectively, all 3 of the assessments now also capture lower body power, upper body strength, and core muscular endurance. So to get even more scientific, these links are actually linked to total body bone mineral content, hip bone mineral content and density, and core body composition. So not only does this add a new health outcome to the aerobic capacity and body composition, now we have a bone health outcome. And we also now have a new measurement, which is power. So now the plank in the new recommended battery, which will be the pacer test, BMI, of course, still, the push-up, the plank, the vertical jump, the hand grip, and the set and reach. That will be technically the FitnessGram Advisory Board's recommended battery once these new items are a little bit more officially rolled out. The plank will replace the curl up. So right now it's provided as an alternative. All 3 of these assessments are available in the platform, and it's encouraged as an alternative, but it is the recommended item. And that is for a number of reasons. Again, ease of use, ease of implementation, the fact that it is something that a student can carry with them for a lifetime. As you know, plank is often typically completed as an adult as well. It's an easy one to implement. And then of course, not only is it measuring that core muscular endurance, it also has that health-related outcome. So that core body composition, that lean mass to fat mass ratio is a direct outcome from that plank. So there are health-related outcomes for all 3 of these test items. And then, of course, why is the change of the removing height and weight from the 1 mile run calculation important? Not only is that because we wanted to make it more feasible for schools to be able to complete as many aerobic capacity assessments as it may be possible for them to have options between, but it also, we like to think that it sends the message that a student can be fit regardless of um, their body composition. So we want to make sure that that's considered here as well. And so we're happy to announce that the 1 mile run no longer requires height and weight to calculate aerobic capacity. And that is thanks to the test equating with the PACER test. Of course, we do still encourage BMI and collecting that information, but we do know that that can be a sensitive topic and is sometimes not collected at the school level or the district level. So that is something to consider, that you now have another option for aerobic capacity. So how did we get here? How did we know that this was important? What are these calls we're talking about? So the Institute of Medicine actually emphasized the importance of bone health quite a few years ago, followed by the 2018 physical activity guidelines also made the call of engaging in bone strengthening exercises and muscle strengthening exercises at least 2 times a week. And again, up until this year, no youth-related fitness assessment had that had bone in their assessment. So we wanted to make sure we respected that. So the FitnessGram Advisory Board has been working on this for years. There is a lot of research and science that has gone behind these tests. They are actively in the platform. So if you are not using the platform, we're happy to work with you and get that set up. If you are using the platform, you're welcome to start checking those out. There's a lot of resources in the platform already available to you in order to get started. But it took quite a few years in order for us to get here due to the science that it takes, because of course, the Cooper Institute, Greenlight Fitness, all things behind FitnessGram, all organizations, we believe in the science. The FitnessGram Advisory Board is made up of world-renowned doctors, physicians, pedagogy folks from schools, researchers, and they spent quite a few years, again, just dedicated to making sure that this was right for our youth. So very excited to announce that. And just some things to consider, as I mentioned, if you're not using the platform, or if you're not currently using the FitnessGram specific platform, that again, the science is outdated. So you want to keep that in mind, that in order to make sure that you're collecting all of your key health points for your students, that you're using the most up-to-date information and using, well, now we have 5 health-related outcomes. So we want to be extremely mindful, or find 5 tests that have health-related outcomes. So that's a huge change from 2 to 5. So that's really a reason to consider FitnessGram and by Greenlight Fitness. And then, of course, our reporting methods are able to track that over longer periods of time. So we're able to show that longitudinal growth for a student and be able to work with students on that one-on-one. So of course, you want to make sure that your student's as accurate as possible, which this updated test battery now allows for that. So I'll go ahead and pause there and just ask if there's any questions. I know that was kind of a brief high-level overview, but we've just been so excited about announcing these new items. And if you are interested in learning more about them, we're happy to set up another call with you directly. If you want to learn more about how to obtain the FitnessGram platform, that is something that we can set you up with as well with our sales vendor. And we also just want to say there, again, those resources in the platform, the reason I'm not going into great detail is because all of that is available in the platform to you. As soon as you're signed up, there's now a mini manual in the platform that teaches more about all of the components of fitness, how to actually complete the test. There are protocol videos of how to do that, of students teaching peer-to-peer of how to complete the assessments. There are cue cards that if you wanted to be able to download those and be able to know the protocol form breaks right in front of you while you're in the gymnasium or out on the field, you're able to do that as well. So we have quite a bit of resources in the platform, but if you'd like to learn more about the science behind it or how to obtain the new items, we encourage, please reach out to us, fitnessgram@greenlightfitness.org. But otherwise, I'll go ahead and pause there and ask if there's any questions. And if not, I really appreciate you taking the time to join me today.
Good morning, Brianna. This is Terry Little. I work with the Winslow Indian Healthcare Center, and I also have two of my coworkers, Sasha Nails and Cody Chi. We have been doing some testing on youth in our community, and we have heard of FitnessGram, but we do need like all the materials and the um, direction behind all of it to, I guess, move forward with the program. So we do need, I guess, to be in touch with the sales side of FitnessGram. I would also hopefully would want to schedule a meeting for our team to
Yeah.
meet with one of the FitnessGram via Zoom so we can be introduced to it and learn about it and go over just all the different areas of it, including the costs, and just all the information so we can see if this is something that we can get our hospital to look at purchasing the FitnessGram materials.
Absolutely, Terry. I would love to either ask if you want to put your email into a direct DM to my chat. In the chat, you can, I think, direct message me, or if you wanted to just email the email that's on screen, we'd be happy to set up another call with you. I do believe a representative from our sales vendor is on the call as well, US Games. So we can set up another following meeting. It sounds like you have interest in learning more about FitnessGram as a whole, not just these three new items, which is wonderful. We'd love to set up some time and just talk through that a little bit more and make sure you get all the details you need in order to move forward. So either one, if you want to send your email or just send us an email, we'd be happy to set up a time.
Okay, I'll message you, Brianna. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for introducing yourself. Is there anyone else that has any questions about FitnessGram in general or about the new items? Go ahead and stop the recording.